All right, y'all. So for the new year, I wanted to take a moment here to go through this article with you. And this article shows where marijuana will be legal in 2024. So look, I have to say it. We've come such a long way. When you look at the old school polls in like the 1990s, the percentage of the population that supported legalizing recreational marijuana was like 20-something%. It was off everybody's radar. Everybody thought, yeah, lock them up. Drugs are bad. And then now here we are in 2024, and the support for legalizing weed is like a majority of Democrats, a majority of independents, a majority of Republicans in some polls. You have it's upwards of 70% that want to legalize recreational marijuana. We've come a very, very long way. So now let's go to the specifics. Unlike 2022, when several states approved recreational marijuana, 2023 was a relatively quiet year for marijuana legalization. It was only Ohio that successfully legalized the recreational use of marijuana this year. In November, voters approved a citizen-initiated statute to allow Ohioans 21 years and older to possess up to 2.5 ounces of cannabis and up to 15 grams of cannabis extract. They can keep up to 6 cannabis plants or up to 12 if there are 2 adults at least 21 years old in their household. Ohio, already one of more than a dozen states to have legalized medical cannabis, became the 24th state to legalize recreational marijuana. 24th state, so almost half of the states have now legalized recreational marijuana. The Kentucky General Assembly also legalized medical marijuana this year. Nexstar's WDKY reports, but patients will have to wait until 2025 for the program to officially launch. Okay. Other states did try to legalize marijuana in 2023, but in Oklahoma, voters rejected the legalization. A proposal to legalize marijuana in Indiana failed as well in early April. So here's a look, and now let me show you this map. This is the map that shows what the state of marijuana legalization is in each state. Okay, so there's only 3 states with no marijuana program at all. Only 3 states with no marijuana program at all. So only 3 states is it totally illegal in every way, shape, and form, like medical, recreational, etc. These states that are this sort of light green / almost yellowy color, in these states they allow CBD and low THC products. So that includes Texas, for example, has that. Texas has that. North Carolina and South Carolina has that. Tennessee has that. That's just a few of those. Then you get some form of medical marijuana is this dark green color here. So you could see Florida has some form of medical marijuana. Louisiana has some form of medical marijuana. Pennsylvania has some form of medical marijuana. But then you get to the big one, which is recreational and medical marijuana legal. So now, like I said, more and more states are going for it on this one. Of course, you have California, you've had them forever. You have Arizona, which is otherwise a relatively conservative state, but they've been voting for Democrats in presidential elections, and on specific issues, they're actually pretty liberal. New Mexico, New York, Virginia. So now you have recreational and medical marijuana. So like I said, 24 states in total. 24 states in total. Like I said, we've come a long, long, long way. So I'll give you some more here. They say Idaho, Nebraska, and Kansas have no public program at all. That's the ones where you're still stuck in the old days. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, others denoted in dark green on the map above have some sort of medical cannabis program. Thousands of supporters have signed a petition to have a proposed constitutional amendment regarding marijuana legalization added to the Florida ballot in 2024. A bill that would legalize marijuana in Indiana is expected to be introduced next season. Nexstar's WXIN reports. Republicans in Wisconsin plan to unveil a proposal soon to legalize medical marijuana in the state and could vote on it sometime in 2024. So in other words, look, all of the movement is in the better direction as well. The Florida direct ballot initiative. Florida surprises you because they vote for Republicans, but then they also turn around and on specific issues, they'll be very progressive. They voted to raise the minimum wage. Over 60% of the population did. The same year that Trump won in 2020, won their state in the general election. Earlier this year, the Department of Health and Human Services sent its findings on marijuana to the Drug Enforcement Administration, reportedly recommending that it be reclassified as a Schedule III drug. The classification means the substance has a moderate to low potential for physical and psychological dependence. While it sounds promising, not much changes for marijuana. It will take some time for the DEA to make any decision on reclassifying weed, and even if it is reclassified, marijuana would still be a controlled substance subject to federal rules and regulations. It would also not immediately be legalized for recreational use on the federal level. Rescheduling marijuana does not decriminalize marijuana either. Reclassification would, however, open the door to more research because it's easier to study Schedule III drugs than Schedule I drugs. In a Gallup survey published in November, a record 7 in 10 respondents said they support legalization of marijuana in the U.S. For the last 3 years, support has held steady at 68%. So look, that last portion there is a direct shot at Biden here, because Biden was like, oh yeah, we're gonna act on marijuana, we're gonna reclassify it. He wants to change from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Now, is that better than nothing? Is that better than keeping it Schedule 1? Yes. Is it the correct answer? No. Nationally, at the very least, he should decriminalize it in all 50 states. In reality, he should legalize it for recreational use in all 50 states. But instead, he's doing a classic Biden, like, I'll split the difference. I'll not be as bad as the Republicans who want to keep it Schedule 1, but I'm only going to make it Schedule 3, which means some more research, but that's it. And probably a directive to say, hey, don't really go hard. The federal government, don't go hard against, marijuana crimes. So anyway, there you have it. 24 states now with some movement. Look, it's not that long away, I think, until it's even more than that. I think that eventually all the states will at least fold on on medical marijuana. I foresee a future where it's like 75% of the states have recreational marijuana legalized and the remainder have medical marijuana. That's what I think will happen. If we get lucky, some administration with actual balls will decriminalize it or legalize it at the federal level. But anyway, there you have it. That's where it stands in 2024. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.